Okay, let's get into this. When you're thinking about moving into a software engineering-led role, you're definitely going to hit those situational questions.
Right. The tell me about a time when or what would you do if kind of things.
Exactly. And they're not just, interview fluff. They really test core leadership skills.
Problem solving, judgment,
Yeah.
how you communicate, all that, especially when things get complicated.
Yeah, and what's interesting, I think, is it's less about finding the single perfect answer.
Totally. What people really want to see your future team, the interviewer, is how you think, your process.
How you break things down, the logic you use. These questions are built to kind of reveal that.
hmm The structure of your thinking.
So our goal here is to basically lay out a solid framework for tackling these questions, something practical.
Yeah, a way to show how you navigate those tricky situations, making your thought process really clear.
And it all starts really with just understanding what's actually going on.
Step one,
Yeah.
basically. You can't fix something if you don't properly grasp the situation.
Right. So first up, clarify and gather context. Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Like who's involved?
Yeah.
What are the real constraints here? What's the backstory?
Get all the facts, different viewpoints, build that complete picture first.
Okay, so once you feel like you've got a handle on the what, then you need to figure out the why.
That's step two. Identify the core problems. What's really at the root of this?
Is it purely technical? Is it a communication issue? Maybe goals aren't aligned. You got to dig past the surface symptoms.
Find that fundamental challenge. Okay, makes sense.
Then you start looking ahead. What can we actually do about it?
Which brings us to step three. Outline options or solutions. This is like brainstorming time.
Yeah, what are the different ways forward? Usually there's more than one possibility, right? So think through a couple of viable paths.
And once you have options, you need to get concrete.
Exactly. Step four, detail specific actions. What would you actually do?
Not just, I'd sort it out.
Nope, way too vague. You need to say, I would schedule a meeting, or I would analyze the performance data, or I'd talk to these specific people. Real actions.
Then the crucial part, explaining yourself. Step five, your rationale.
Why this specific approach? What principles are guiding you?
And importantly, what are the trade-offs? Acknowledging those shows you've thought it through.
Yeah, it shows your judgment, your decision-making logic. It's not just random.
And finally, you need to think about what happens after you act.
Right. Step six, follow up. How are you going to know if it worked?
What does success look like? How will you check in, measure the outcome, and maybe adjust if things aren't going as planned? Shows foresight.
Okay, that's the framework. Should we try it with an example?
Yeah, let's use a common one. Imagine you've got engineers on your team who strongly disagree on a technical solution for something important.
Okay, classic scenario. So first clarify. What exactly is the disagreement about? Is it the database choice, the API design, the language? Get specific.
Understand their different points of view properly.
Then identify the core problem. Is the disagreement blocking progress? Is it hurting team morale? Are there real technical risks involved with either choice? What's the impact?
Right, the problem isn't just the argument itself.
Next, outline options. You could say, facilitate a discussion between them. Or maybe assign someone to quickly prototype both ideas. Or maybe there's an existing architectural principle that helps decide.
Let's say you go with facilitating a discussion. What are the detailed actions?
Okay, so you'd schedule that meeting, make sure both engineers feel heard, give them space to present their case, objectively.
Actively listen, guide the discussion maybe towards some agreed-upon decision criteria.
Exactly. Then, your rationale. Why facilitate? Maybe because you value team input and buy-in.
Or maybe because hashing out the trade-offs together leads to a stronger final solution.
Yeah, or it helps resolve the conflict in a healthy way, which is good for the team long-term.
Yep.
You explain why that's better than you just dictating the answer.
Makes sense.
And a follow-up. You'd maybe check back in after a day or two. See if the chosen path is working out technically. Ensure everyone's committed and moving forward. Maybe schedule a quick review point.
Got it. So it's not just the steps, but how you talk about them.
Absolutely. Be specific. Don't say, I talked to them. Say, my first step would be a one-on-one with each engineer to understand their perspective privately. Much better.
And show those leadership qualities as you explain it. Empathy, fairness, clear communication.
Accountability for finding a resolution. Weave that into your description.
And just having this structure in mind, even if you just quickly outline it mentally.
It makes your answer so much clearer, logical, easy for someone else to follow your thought process.
And always link it back to the impact. What positive outcome are you aiming for with these actions? For the team, for the project?
Right. So using this kind of structured approach really demonstrates that you can handle complexity, make reasoned calls, and lead effectively.
It's not just about acing the interview question, is it?
No, not at all. It's about being effective in the role day in and day out when these real situations pop up.
So here's something to think about. How might consistently using this kind of structured problem-solving approach actually change the way your team works together, their effectiveness once you step into that lead role?